What's up, guys? So today what we're going to do is we're going to start with some of the algebraic graphs that you might be asked to plot. By the end of this video, you should understand what y equals mx plus c is, and also how to use it to plot a straight line. So let's start with this question. On this grid, draw a graph of y equals 3x minus 2 for values of x from minus 1 to 3. So what we can do first and foremost is understand what y equals mx plus c is. So y is simply, it's just how, this is basically how much y increases as x increases. So m is what we call the gradient. So the gradient is 3, it goes up by 3 as the x increases. And then c is simply the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is what y-intercept. And what it is it's basically what y is equal to when x is equal to 0. The way we can plot a graph, though, is what we need to do is we need to draw a table of values. So we have one for x and one for y. And then we can plot down what we have. So we have minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then what we need to do is we need to substitute in these x values to get what y is. So let's look at an example. Let's start with 0 because I mentioned the y-intercept. This is 0 is always free and you can do it anytime you want. So y is equal to, I'm going to do it on this side. Y is equal to, well, I'll just say x is equal to 0. 3 times 0 minus 2. What's 3 times 0? 3 times 0 is 0 minus 2. And so we're left with minus 2. But as you can see, this minus 2 is here. So we can always plot whatever this is in here for 0. Anyways, now let's look at the other values. The rule of thumb is we want 3 and then we can plot the graph. So let's do it for y equals 1. Why not? Let's just go up. So for x is equal to 1, y is equal to 3 times 1 minus 2, which is equal to, what's 3 times 1? 3 times 1 is 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. So now for this one, we're told that y is equal to 1. And let's go up another one. So let's do it for x is equal to 2. Y is equal to 3 times 2 minus 2. 3 times 2 is 6. And so we're left with 4. Can you notice the pattern though? Notice how it's going up in 3s. And that's the point, because our gradient is 3. I'll talk a bit more about this in the next one, but I just thought I would introduce it so that it makes sense in a later point. So now what we can do is we can plot the 3 points that we have here. So at x is equal to 0, so x, this is the x-axis, x is 0 is here. Y is equal to minus 2. So you can put it here. Let's try for 1. So for this one, we're told that x is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1. So we can also put that here. And finally, let's look at x is equal to 2. At x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4. And so our point would be here. And now, what we can do is we can draw a line. You guys will have a ruler. I'm just going to do it in rough because I don't have a straight line feature readily available. Okay, that wasn't the best line. But now you can run a line through these 3 points, and that is y is equal to 3x minus 2. Let's look at another example. So for this example, we're told that y is equal to 8 minus 2x, and work out values from -1 to 4. Right, okay. Let's first and foremost plot a table of values. So we got x, y, and then what are we told? -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's start with 0 because it's just free. You can see that y is equal to 8 minus 2 times 0, for x is equal to 0. 8 minus, what's 2 minus 0? 2 times 0? 2 times 0 is 0. So the answer is 8. And as you can see, you could get that easily because that's just the number that's right there. You see? So let's go up. So if we have y is equal to 1, then y is equal to 8 minus 2 times 1, which is equal to 8 minus 2 times 1. 2 times 1 is 2. It's equal to 6. And then finally, I said that we only needed 3 points. We can only use 3 points. If it's in an exam, you're going to have to do these for all the values. If it says work out the table of values, then you're going to have to work it out. But if you're just told to plot the graph, you only can get away with 3. So y is equal to 8 minus... what are we saying x is? X is equal to... Sorry, this is x. X is equal to 2. Y is equal to 2 times 2, which is equal to 8 minus... What's 2 times 2? 4. And so we're left with 4. And notice how it's going up in... down in 2s. So we can say that this is 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1. This is 0. Because it's going down. It's constant. It's going down in -2 each time. Anyways, now let's plot what we have on the graph. So for this one, we have x is equal to 0. And at x is equal to 0, y is equal to 8. So we can plot a point here. For the next one, x is equal to 1. So therefore, y is equal to 6, which is right there. And finally, x is equal to 2. And when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our point would look something like this. And now that we have the 3 points, we can put a line through it. Again, you guys will have a ruler in an exam. I don't have a ruler readily available. Okay, that's a bit better. And so therefore we can say with certainty that this is y equals 8 minus 2x. But what about if we are given the line but we're not given the equation? How are we going to do that? Right, well, the first thing we need to do is we need to look for the gradient. The gradient is simply the change in y divided by the change in x. The easiest way to look at this is we know that from here to here is 1, right? And for every 1x that we're moving, how much are we moving up? So for here, we're going up 1, and you can see that we're going up 1, 2, 3. Yeah? And so therefore, the gradient is equal to 3. We also need to look for the y-intercept. The y-intercept is simply what the answer is when x is equal to 0. So here, x is equal to 0 because it's on the y-axis. And as you can see, it crosses at -6. So therefore, sorry, that's a highlighter. Y is equal to -6, which is this point here. And now we know that the gradient is 3 and the y-intercept is 6. So therefore the equation is going to be y equals 3x minus 6. Y equals mx plus c. Our m is 3 and our plus c is -6. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it made sense. If you did like it, please consider subscribing. It means the world to me. If you have any further questions or comments, drop me a comment or join my Discord server. And finally, if you need some private tutoring, drop me an email and I can send a quote. Keep on learning, as you have no idea what you're capable of doing.